Good morning students of class 10. Welcome back to the online classes now. Let's do economics today. Sectors of the Indian economy, and we have already started. In our country we have different groups of people who work in different sectors: primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. So we have studied in our previous class primary sector related to or connected with the natural resources such as farming and mining, and secondary sector is a manufacturing sector. The raw material are processed and produce final goods, that is processed goods. Goods are processed, that's a secondary sector, and here the values are added. Raw material, the value of raw material is low, and after processing the final product, its value is increased. And the tertiary sector is also called the service sector. We have learned in our previous class. Now here comes another question: how do we calculate how much goods and services are produced? So now here, comparing the three sectors, there are certain ways and methods to compare the three sectors, which sector is producing or dominating, which is the dominating sector, how much goods and services are produced by each sector. How do we compare? There are certain methods. Now here, according to economists, comparing the three sectors, the various production activities takes place in three sectors: primary sector, production activities; secondary sector, production activities; tertiary sector, service sector, the services are produced. So the various production activities, goods and services in the three sectors produce a large number of goods and services. In a country like India, or every country we can say, large number of goods and services are produced. Number two, to produce goods and services, a large number of goods and services, to produce them, a large number of people are engaged, they work. So to produce goods and services, a large number of people are employed, they work in the farm, they work in the factory industry, they work in a tertiary sector in the banks and offices and so on, various tertiary sector, transport. So a large number of people are employed. Now the question arises, now here is a question: how much goods and services are produced? How much goods and services produce, and how to compare them? Which sector produces more than the other? Which sector produces more than the other? Even the number of people they varies. In certain sectors more people are engaged, more people are employed. In certain sectors less number of people are engaged. So you can see there it's quite difficult to compare. How do we know the total production in each sector? How much goods and services are produced in each sector? So the calculating the task seems impossible and enormous. Enormous means very difficult and big and huge and difficult. It seems quite impossible. How to go and count how much goods and services are produced? So it looks like impossible, very difficult and quite big problem. As so many people work in their various sectors, and so much of goods and services are produced in a country per year. In a year, the goods and services, various type of goods and services are produced, and number of people are also employed in various sectors in different numbers. So it seems quite impossible and enormous. The task is enormous. The economist of a country advises that the value of goods and services should be used rather than the actual numbers. How many items are produced? Suppose a factory produces bottles. How many bottles are produced? It is not to be counted. So per year, how much value it has generated, or the value of products is added, not the numbers. So the values of goods and services should be used rather than the actual numbers. The value of goods and services in the three sectors are calculated. The values of goods and services produced in a country per year is calculated and then added up. The final goods, the final product and services are calculated. Suppose, let's talk about, take the example, what is the meaning of final product? Suppose a person buys a flour from the shop at 8 rupees per kg, suppose, and he brings the flour, mixes sugar and other items and makes biscuits. Suppose he makes biscuits, 4 packets of biscuits with 1 kg of flour, and each packet cost 15 rupees. That means the 8 rupees should not be counted, it should be counted 15 rupees. So with 1 kg of flour, he made a biscuit, 4 packet of biscuits, 15 rupees each. 15 into 4, 60 rupees. So he purchased paying for 8 rupees. Now he is selling at 60 rupees. So now the 60 rupees, the 4 packets of biscuit he prepared and sold at 60 rupees. That value is counted, not 8 rupees. The final product is that. So in this way, so the industrialists, they purchase raw material. That purchasing, the cost is not added. So how much, what is the value of the final product, that will be calculated. And in the industries, you know that the government, they charge taxes according to the goods and service, goods produced. Even the number of people working in the industries are mentioned in the register, and the government calculates. So in this way, the final goods and values and services of these value of final goods and services are calculated and added up, and they can be compared, so between the three sectors. So now we'll continue more in our next class. So that's all for today. You go through the online portal properly, don't miss the classes. So thank you very much for today. So we'll meet in the next class and carry on our lessons. That's all for today. Stay safe.